Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Well, good morning if you're just joining us, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. The time is 5:58 on Friday, March 15th. I'm Jessica DeLal.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Riley, we made it to Friday. It's been kind of a long week.
It has been.
It was daylight saving, so
we
we feel like we've been just tired this entire week.
Totally.
Need to catch up on sleep this weekend.
Definitely. I have no plans this weekend.
But we should have plans because the weather's going to be so nice.
Exactly. So let's get ready for the weekend. Let's take a live look outside right now in Richland through the Columbia Point Skycam. I know it looks cold. Ooh, 28 degrees, feels like 24, but it will be a nice day to get outside once the temperatures start to pick up, and that's when the sun starts to rise. Cold morning, higher temperatures are on the way. Clear and dry skies, and 70s, as it says there, are on the way. We're looking forward to that. It starts this weekend heading into Monday. On our first alert radar, we're seeing no precipitation, some clouds moving out of the area. It's going to be pretty clear on the forecast for today. Temperatures right now just around freezing, 28 in the Tri-Cities, 31 in Walla Walla, 33 in Walla Walla, 31 in Yakima. Wind speeds are low, nothing to worry about over the next couple of days. Lower 60s in Yakima, mid to lower 60s in the Tri-Cities, and for Walla Walla, upper 50s, lower 60s. It's going to be a fantastic, beautiful day, and I hope you enjoy getting outside this weekend if you plan to. I'll send it back to Jessica.
Thank you, Riley. And a Kennewick man has been sentenced to federal prison for receipt of child pornography. 54-year-old Larry J. Halls of Kennewick pleaded guilty to receipt of child pornography and was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, followed by 10 years of supervised release. After pleading guilty and following pre-sentence release, Halls violated court orders which were designed to keep the community and children in the community safe. That's according to officials, and court documents say Halls was not to be within 500 feet of any recreational facility. Halls went to a mini golf facility, traveled to an unknown apartment complex, and left his home without approval from the U.S. Probation Office. Halls was taken back into the custody of the U.S. Marshals Service while waiting for his sentencing hearing. Also, according to officials, Halls apologized to the judge during sentencing, but never apologized or showed remorse for what happened to the victims. And Bill number 1999 was signed into law by Governor Inslee yesterday, which makes it a crime to create fake pornography using images of real people.
This House Bill 1999, this makes it a criminal offense to disclose fabricated, intimate, or sexually explicit depictions of a minor. This legislation also creates a civil cause of action for adult victims of such an offense to seek damages when these explicit images are distributed without their consent and are harmful.
Unanimous approval in both the House and Senate, AI has become a chief concern as pictures created with artificial intelligence are getting more realistic. The proposal is broad enough that it also covers traditional photo editing and potential future technology as well. And the Kennewick Police Department said Oscar Munitz's body has been recovered. According to KPD, the 38-year-old was last seen alive on New Year's Eve. Investigators found Munitz's body in the Horn Rapids Park off of State Route 225. And according to officers, 23-year-old Michael R. Golden was arrested in connection to Munitz's disappearance. On Wednesday, March 13th, Golden pleaded guilty to murder in the second degree and was sentenced to 19.5 years in prison.
These cases are very intensive with resources. Sometimes it requires us to think outside the box and find resources we don't normally use. In this instance, our detectives worked diligently to try to locate the remains, and this morning was a result of that work.
Detectives also booked 54-year-old Carrie Golden and 33-year-old Coral Hernandez for suspicion of rendering criminal assistance in the first degree, and all three are Kennewick residents. And a Kennewick drug dealer was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release yesterday. 61-year-old Kyle Keith Trapp of Kennewick pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute heroin, also one count of felon in possession of a firearm. According to court documents, a victim arrived at Tri-Cities Hospital bleeding and missing multiple teeth. He told police several people had beaten him and accused him of stealing drugs from Trapp. When investigators executed a search warrant at Trapp's house, they found 18 guns, including a ghost gun, and 300 grams of heroin and substances typically mixed with heroin when preparing it for distribution. And the Franklin County Sheriff's Office said one woman has died after overdosing on fentanyl. According to FCSO deputies, this is the third overdose in the county in the last week. And Wednesday, Franklin County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call for help in the area of North Road 58 in Pasco. According to officials, 28-year-old Karina Cadango was receiving CPR at the time of the call, but was later pronounced dead at the scene. Detectives said they saw signs of drug dealing and found more than 6 ounces of fentanyl, leading deputies to arrest 34-year-old Vincent Garrison on suspicion of controlled substance homicide. Public defender clients in Franklin County are speaking out after new caseload standards were submitted to the Washington State Bar Association's Board of Governors. Franklin County Administrator Mike Gonzalez says the county will lobby the legislature next year, saying they simply cannot afford to pay anymore. He says this action cuts maximum caseloads by about 2/3 over the next several years. But Gonzalez says they've already had some help from local senators like Nikki Torres to lobby for change.
This is not a Republican or Democratic issue. It's really all of our issue. And everyone from the governor's office to Democrats to Republicans have all worked together to kind of try to come up with a solution. And I think we'll get there, because ultimately it comes to a fundamental right that every person has to have a defense attorney. And in particular in Franklin County, where we have a high Latino population and a high percentage of Spanish speakers that need indigent defense, it is even more important in Franklin County from an equity standpoint.
The new limits were formally adopted at a meeting of the Bar's Board of Governors by a 12-1 vote on March 8th. One person was hurt after being shot several times by a Yakima police officer. Just after 7 a.m. Thursday morning, officers responded to a call near the intersection of Buwalda Lane and East Thornton Lane, where a stolen vehicle had been spotted. According to officers, the driver of the vehicle took off, but they were not able to chase. Officers said the car stopped in a parking lot of an apartment building, got out of the vehicle, and ran. At that time, it was reported an officer with Yakima police shot at the person, and the person was shot several times and was taken to the hospital. Police claimed there was a firearm found in the area.
Per state protocols, we will be releasing weekly updates on this case. Probably, I would say in the next release in 7 days, we would release the names.
The Yakima Police Department said due to protocol, the officer who shot the suspect had been placed on paid administrative leave, and the Yakima Valley Special Investigations Unit will be investigating. The YPD Internal Affairs Unit will also be investigating the use of lethal force. And Riley Fitzgerald returns now with a quick look at that forecast. Hey, Riley.
Hi, Jessica. More mild conditions today. A beautiful, clear weekend is here, but we've got to get through this chilly morning first. We'll have more coming up.
And still ahead, a controversial state education bill has made its way to the governor's desk, one that local education officials have already taken action on. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for $72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
Navigating a real estate transaction can be overwhelming, from finding the right property to navigating the closing process. That's why a successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process, an in-house marketing team to maximize your home's exposure, transaction coordinators to ensure accuracy throughout the transaction, and a network of local industry experts. With Windermere on your side, you can have peace of mind and confidence in your real estate journey.
Hi, I'm Gino at Italstone.
Hi, I'm Andrew at Italstone. Excited to join my father's business, a true family business.
Defendants, Judge Scott McAfee has just ruled Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis can remain on the case. So let's get right to our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Koturski, because Aaron, the way the judge laid this out here, there are multiple options to work with.
There are, because he did not totally clear the district attorney here in Fulton County from the whiff of impropriety, but he said Donald Trump and some of his co-defendants failed to show that there was an actual conflict of interest posed by her relationship with another member of the prosecution team, Nathan Wade, whom she hired to help run the case. But he did say there was an appearance of impropriety. And so while disqualification was not necessary, the judge did give options. The decision says the district attorney may choose to step aside along with the entirety of her office, or she can let Nathan Wade go and the case can continue. So the ball is now in Fani Willis's court to decide how to proceed.
All right, Aaron, stand by. Let's bring in Olivia Rubin, our investigative reporter. And Olivia, I know you've been following this closely. Of course, the appearance of impropriety, this is exactly what Trump's attorneys and the attorneys of the other co-defendants were trying to lay out.
It's exactly what Donald Trump's attorney, Steve Sadow, and many of the other defense attorneys told the judge should be enough to remove her from the case. They said that there is enough in Georgia law that should mean that an appearance of a conflict should get her kicked off. But that is exactly what the DA argued against, telling the judge immediately after we saw all of those, high stakes evidentiary hearings, saying that there is no case law that just an appearance of conflict should lead to a disqualification, and urged the judge really in this, I think it was a 17-page filing, saying there must be an actual conflict of interest. And as we just heard from Aaron, the judge ultimately found that there was no actual conflict of interest, that the trips that they took together, that the money that was paid by Nathan Wade's card, remember Fani Willis said she paid that back in cash, that she had no financial benefit, and that should dispel any idea that she had a financial stake in keeping the case going. So when the judge heard that, it seems that seemed to dispel any notion that she had any sort of personal stake here. And I think it's likely that we're going to hear from the DA that this is a win for her case. I think it's not, the worst outcome, that Nathan Wade, which is likely the option that they're going to choose, is going to have to step aside, because the case will continue forward. Fani Willis can continue forward, and it does not have to get tied up now by this outside body having to pick an entirely new team to come in and pick up the case, probably delaying it indefinitely. So that has been avoided today if they take the option of Nathan Wade Witt.
And, of course, the attorneys for Trump and the co-defendants were actually seeking to disqualify Willis. So now we have these options to work with. Let's bring in Chris Timmons, our ABC News legal contributor, former Georgia prosecutor. And Chris, so where does Fani Willis go from here in making this decision?
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I think Nathan Wade, resigns. I think he files some sort of document that says that in the best interest of the case, he's not moving forward with the case. He's gonna step down. Now, Fani Willis is somebody who's a little bit of a maverick. She's somebody who kind of forges her own path. So there is a slight possibility that she decides to challenge this ruling. But if she's smart, and she is very smart, she'll let Nathan Wade step aside and she'll continue with the rest of the office. They've got a deep bench in Fulton County. They've got plenty of prosecutors who are capable of stepping into his shoes. She could bring in another special prosecutor, but this looks like a win for the state, just as Olivia said, Whit.
All right, so let's bring in Brian Buckmeyer, our legal contributor and trial attorney. And Brian, just looking at this from the Trump and the co-defendants' perspective, what does the perception of all this do? And is there more opportunity for delay, which is what they want?
Yeah, well, wait, I think there is a good perception here that while it ultimately is a win for the prosecution here, the judge did give them a bit of an olive branch to say the appearance of impropriety or conflict did seem to exist. And it might create an opportunity for them to appeal and say, you know what? The judge made an incorrect stance of applying the wrong standard, the standard of being actual conflict rather than the appearance of it. And they can ask a higher court to evaluate this case and take the judge's ultimate finding of an appearance of conflict and say that should have been the ruling, take his understanding of what the evidence was and come to a different conclusion, and that could create a further delay.
Brian, thank you so much. Let's go back to Aaron Katursky, because Aaron, I know you're sort of digging into this this decision from the judge here. And what more did the judge say about this appearance of impropriety?
Yeah, even though Fani Willis is allowed to stay on the case if she gets rid of Nathan Wade as a special prosecutor, the decision is really unkind to her. The judge writing that an outsider could reasonably think that the district attorney is not exercising her independent professional judgment totally free of any compromising influences. And Also left unresolved, the judge said, is the issue of when her romantic relationship with Nathan Wade started. The defense attorneys believed she hired her boyfriend, that they were dating before she brought Wade onto the prosecution team. She denied that pretty forcefully, but still the judge's decision said neither side was able to conclusively establish a preponderance of the evidence when the relationship evolved into a romantic one. However, the decision says an odor of mendacity remains, meaning he seems to doubt whether Fani Willis and Nathan Wade were being fully truthful in their testimony.
All right, Aaron Katursky, thank you. Let's go back to Olivia Rubin. Olivia, I understand you're getting more reaction to this.
We are. I'm just texting right now with a couple sources down there, Whit, and there's one on the defense side who is already starting to hint at an appeal for this ruling. The initial reaction is saying they feel that the judge, quote, bent over backwards to protect the DA with this ruling. Of course, not necessarily any evidence of that in the actual ruling, but that is the sentiment on the side of the defendants here who fought for 2 months as part of this effort to get the district attorney disqualified, and already hinting at an appeal, saying we will need to wait and see what the appellate court chooses to decide, which of course will kick off another sort of entire legal issue as part of this effort. And as I'm sure Chris Timmons will tell you, there is a question about what happens to the case on appeal. Does it get stayed again, which could feed right back into Donald Trump's goal of this case, which is to delay. So already talk of an appeal on the ground in Georgia just moments after this ruling hit, Whit.
Olivia, thanks so much. Let's bring in John Santucci, our executive editorial producer. And John, as Olivia pointed to there, of course, the timing is the big question here. We are in an election year. Yep. Former President Donald Trump is now the Republican nominee, and all 4 of these criminal cases now dealing with delays, possibly.
Yeah, you really can't make this storyline up if you try to. It's remarkable. Every case Donald Trump faces right now, the news just yesterday, the prosecutors in Manhattan are now looking for a 30-day delay in that case. That was supposed to begin later this month on March 25th. But now in Fulton County, and Whit, I know Olivia has spoken to several sources and defense attorneys. I've spoken to attorneys for former President Donald Trump. They are reading this ruling right now, and I can tell you, Whit, that as Olivia just reported, the same for Team Trump. They are looking at ways to appeal this case because, look, if Nathan Wade steps aside, as this ruling from Judge McAfee says, the case can go on. That is not what Team Trump or any of the other 19 total defendants wanted here. They want this to go away. So how do they get this to go away? They have an appeal. Look at another case right now, just for our viewers at home, and stay with me. If we head to the federal cases right now, look at what Team Trump has been successful doing in the January 6th efforts to overturn the election case brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith. They have delayed that case by appealing it to the U.S. Supreme Court. So here in Georgia, obviously we're at a state level. The goal for Team Trump, get this to the Georgia State Court of Appeals, get another delay, because at the moment, though there is no trial date set in stone in Georgia, Whit, the proposed date is August. That is terribly close for Team Trump to November.
John Santucci, our thanks to you and the entire team on this. Again, the breaking news right now, a Georgia judge ruling DA Fani Willis can remain on that case out of Georgia. For now, we do want to return you to regular programming. For some people in some parts of the country, that's Good Morning America. Of course, our coverage continues on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. And I'll be right back with the entire team for World News Tonight. For now, I'm Whit Johnson in New York. Have a great day.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Nothing kills more viruses on more surfaces than Lysol disinfectant spray.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Riley Fitzgerald.
Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day today. It is chilly outside, 28 degrees right now in the Tri-Cities. Feels like 24, so it is on the colder side so far this morning. We have clear and dry skies that are ahead, 70s on the way that we're definitely looking forward to. On our First Alert radar, clear clouds going away. On our Futurecast, I'm just going to let this play through to show you that there is nothing basically popping up over the next couple of days. No showers, barely any clouds, if any, over the next couple of days as we see. Let's take a look at our wind speeds so far this morning. Very, very low. Earlier this week, we saw some breezier winds, but we are not going to be experiencing anything like that for the next couple of days at the very least. Temperatures right now, pretty cool, 28 in the Tri-Cities, 34 in Walla Walla, 31 in Yakima. So we are experiencing a cool morning, but it will pick up a little bit later on. So for our highs today, we're seeing upper 50s, lower 60s in the Yakima Valley. In the Mid-Columbia, mid to lower 60s for the day today. And in the Blue Mountain region, upper 50s and lower 60s. Great conditions for the day. Tonight, a little warmer than we saw this morning. We're seeing mid to upper 30s for the evening, clear and dry conditions. On our 7-day forecast, over the next couple of days, temperatures are definitely picking up from 62 in Yakima today to 71 on Sunday. So beautiful weekend, lots of sun that's on the way. We're seeing St. Patrick's Day is on Sunday and spring starts on Tuesday night, and we have beautiful conditions to show for it. Our overnight lows are picking up as well to the mid-40s by Monday night, but temperatures appear to be dropping back down as we approach the middle of the next work week. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast in the Tri-Cities. Once again, a beautiful weekend, mid to upper 60s, heading into 70s for the start of our work week. St. Patrick's Day, 69 degrees, and when spring starts, 73 degrees. Again, temperatures dropping down a little bit starting Wednesday, Thursday, but otherwise we have very beautiful conditions over the next couple of days. Our 7-day forecast in Walla Walla, we're seeing great conditions as well. Lots and lots of sun over the next couple of days, so enjoy it while you can. Beautiful conditions for your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into the start of next work week, so have a fantastic weekend. I'll send it back to Jessica.
Thank you, Riley. And I do want to mention that we were interrupted by an ABC special report, so that educational district bill that we were talking about will be later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. And moving on to some news in Kennewick now, Pacific Northwest Christian College is once again on the move. Apple Valley News Now's Alyssa Warner gives us a look at what's ahead.
The college has been through 7 buildings in about 2 decades. Now they're preparing to move about 2 miles along West Clearwater Avenue to the old Gulf Universe building. But this move is different.
This is huge for us because it gets us kind of a, home base type thing, and it's also huge from a financial standpoint that we have collateral. So we never had that before.
College President Bob Nash says the property owner offered to donate part of it and set up a lease to own on the rest. And he says the offer came at the perfect time because PNWCC is growing fast.
Right now, our enrollment has doubled the last 2 years. Each year it's doubled, and will probably double again. So we are in a situation where we need space.
Of course, this space isn't set up for college classes right now. While they have an idea of what the changes will look like, Nash says there's no timeline for when the move will happen yet.
We don't plan on taking out any loans or anything like that. We're going to do this all through donations. As you look out here, this will be our practice fields going into the fall for both soccer and football. So we're excited because that saves us. We spend about $50,000 renting facilities around the Tri-Cities to be able to get practice space.
When the college is ready to move, there will be the added safety of having a campus more removed from the road. But there are some different safety concerns as well.
And that turn right there is a little bit dangerous because people come, pretty fast around that turn. And so we're going to be looking at that with the city as well, and entry points.
Alyssa Warner, Apple Valley News Now.
And Golf Universe has moved to a new building on Edison Street, but the mini golf course is still at the old location. Nash says they're planning to eventually open it back up and use the income to help fund the college. And this is just one piece of a lot of development and expansion going on in Kennewick. Next week on Apple Valley News Now, we'll give you a closer look at how the city is working to manage that development and keep it growing. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, a jury has reached a verdict on the fate of James Crumbly, the father of the shooter who killed 4 students at a Michigan high school.
There's no other word quite like home, because it's more than any specific place. It could be in the team spirit that keeps your heart pounding the whole drive over the mountains. It could be in the friendships that make you able to laugh at yourself. It's a feeling, a belonging. and that's really different for everyone. So while we can't define what home is to you, what we can do is help you get there.
Find your way home in a 2024 Mazda CX-5 with 0% financing from McCurley Mazda.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus, get 0 down and 0% APR for 84 months or up to $2,800 off select Kubota tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
We're keeping our holiday sale rolling at More Furniture, and it's your chance to save big this weekend only. For 48 exclusive hours, you'll get special interest-free financing until 2026 with no money down, plus free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Savings like this won't last, so visit your local showroom today, only at More Furniture for less.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back. After about 10 hours of deliberations, a jury has convicted the father of Michigan school shooter Ethan Crumbley for not doing enough to stop his son from carrying out the deadly attack at his high school in 2021. The verdicts could have far-reaching consequences. ABC's Lionel Moise has more.
Guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
This morning, the guilty verdict for James Crumbley is being described as a wake-up call for parents nationwide.
It's a watershed moment for families and parents when it comes to guns.
A jury in Michigan convicting Crumbley on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, holding him partially responsible for failing to prevent his son Ethan from fatally shooting 4 students at Oxford High School, buying the gun 4 days earlier, and failing to properly secure it.
The defense argument was he just didn't know. He didn't know his son was this dangerous. And I suspect the jurors saw through that.
Crumbley's wife, Jennifer, was convicted on the same charges last month. Prosecutors argued the Crumbleys missed warning signs about their son's mental health, including a text message in which Ethan revealed he was hearing voices. He wrote, "I actually asked my dad to take me to the doctor yesterday, but he just gave me some pills and told me to suck it up." Prosecutors also detailed a meeting at the school the day of the shooting between Ethan, his parents, and school counselors after a morbid drawing was found on Ethan's math assignment. The school says Ethan's parents refused to take him home, and Ethan was allowed to stay in school because he had no prior disciplinary infractions. The victim's parents say last night's verdict does not end their push for justice.
We need to start focusing on the school and its failures.
We can put people on the moon. We can build skyscrapers, huge monuments like the Hoover Dam, and we can't keep our kids safe in schools.
The Crumbleys are the first parents in U.S. history convicted in a mass school shooting.
It does send a message that prosecutors might pick this up and start holding parents accountable.
Involuntary manslaughter carries a maximum of 15 years in prison, but the Crumbleys could each face up to 60 years if prosecutors ask for consecutive sentences on all 4 convictions. Their son is already serving life. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, former President Donald Trump's legal team juggled a pair of motions in 2 separate cases yesterday, while President Biden and Vice President Harris hit the campaign trail. And the Biden administration is considering using the American naval base in Guantanamo Bay to process Haitian migrants.
6 o'clock, bogey.
Did you say burger? Because I can go for a burger.
I'm not talking about burger.
Roger that. Fire now. Need burger? Get burger! Spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger, only at Carl's Jr.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. In football, your team can have a bad season. In real life, when you are having a bad season, you can call Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. And with tens of millions of dollars collected on behalf of clients, we will find the best solution for your situation. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit us online at quantumlegal.com.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming everywhere at Custer's 25th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single-day admission only $8. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com. Custer's Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco.
Are you looking for a bank that has traditional values and modern solutions? Are you looking for a bank that is member-owned? Are you looking for a bank that leaves a lasting impact on the community? I've got news for you. You're not looking for a bank. Belong to something better. Join Hapo Community Credit Union, where you are more than just a member. Visit hapo.org to join today. Where do you credit union?
Our goal is to be in this community in 50 years, in 100 years. We're here to take care of this community that's taking such good care of our family. That's why we fully inspect our vehicles and certify everything, because it's just the right thing to do. It is kind of at the core of who we are, that we don't miss anything, that we catch every little detail. We have our customers' lives in our hands, so if they miss something, I mean, it's a huge deal. And so I give that speech to kind of every technician that comes through our doors so they understand how important their job is. The most important part of our certified process is the fact that you get full transparency. We're here to make sure that our customers feel confident and comfortable with the decisions they're making. Buying pre-owned with McCurley means your vehicle meets a higher standard.
Find your way home in a McCurley certified pre-owned vehicle from Mercedes-Benz of Tri-Cities.
Oh boy, look at that Carl's Jr. burger. Bacon, jalapenos, beef, cheese, bacon, beef. $5 on the app? What? Another burger. Lettuce, cheese, melty, delicious pickle. You gotta be kidding. Barbecue sauce, drip, crunchy onion rings. $5? I'm burger rich. Need burger? Get burger.
The Centennial Trail. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, President Biden and Vice President Harris campaigning in Michigan yesterday while former President Trump faced a judge in a Florida courtroom. Plus, the Biden administration may expand a Guantanamo Bay migrant center for a potential influx of Haitian refugees.
And more mild conditions, beautiful temps as we enter the weekend, sunny skies, low wind. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. It's 6:32 on Friday, March 15th. I'm Jessica DeLal.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Good morning. And again, thanks for joining us. It's going to be a beautiful day today. I'm very excited for it.
I am ready because it's cold in here. It's cold out there. I'm tired of it being cold in the mornings, and then you need to shed that jacket by like 12 p.m.
Exactly. That's a little bit how it's going to be today.
Okay, I'll take it.
We do get to enjoy these warm temperatures, so it's a little
sunny
back
skies
and forth.
too.
Sunny skies. I hope I enjoy it. I may be sleeping. We'll see.
Me too.
Let's take a live look outside.
It is National Sleep Day.
It is National Sleep
So
Day.
we have an excuse to do that.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Live look outside right now in Richland through the Columbia Point Skycam. 28 degrees, feels like 24. Later on today, we're going to be getting up to the lower 60s across a lot of our areas and so much sun, we won't even know what to do with it. We're all looking forward to it. But we have to start with this cold morning until we get to this clear and dry skies. 70s are on the way starting this weekend. So beautiful, beautiful conditions are on the way. Not a lot happening on our first alert radar this morning. Clouds kind of making their way out of the region. Let's take a look at our temps this morning. Again, cold. 33 in Walla Walla, 28 Tri-Cities. 31 in Yakima. Chilly morning to start out, but again, we will be on the way up. Low winds, nothing to worry about across our entire region. Lower 60s in Yakima today. Lower 60s in the Tri-Cities to mid 60s, and Walla Walla is going to see upper 50s and lower 60s. Again, beautiful sunny conditions. We'll talk more about the 70s that are on the way coming up in my full forecast, but for now, I'll send it back to Jessica.
Thank you, Riley. Now to the race for the White House. One presidential candidate on the campaign trail, the other in court. President Joe Biden traveling to several swing states critical to this year's general election as Donald Trump fights to dismiss the 4 cases he faces this year. This happening just 2 days after both candidates clinched their party's presidential nomination. ABC's M. Nguyen has more.
Stark contrast between the nation's 2 presidential nominees. President Joe Biden out on the campaign trail as former President Donald Trump sits in court. The president in Michigan Thursday meeting with local supporters and volunteers at a home in the state he won in 2020 by less than 1% of votes. It comes a day after his trip to the battleground state of Wisconsin, where he touted his infrastructure investment and slammed his November rival.
My predecessor is an ally and his allies in Congress, including your Senator Ron Johnson, who voted, he voted against the infrastructure law that funds this project. They want to undo everything I just talked about.
This as Vice President Kamala Harris toured a health clinic in Minnesota that offers abortion services, marking the first time a president or VP has ever done so. Democrats keenly aware voters have moved to protect abortion rights in all 6 states where it appeared on the ballot since Roe v. Wade was overturned.
How dare these elected leaders believe they are in a better position to tell women what they need, to tell women what is in their best interest.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump spent a day in court as his lawyers tried to convince a federal judge to throw out his classified documents case on grounds that the charges were unconstitutionally vague. The former president has denied any wrongdoing.
I had the right to do it, in my opinion, and in my lawyer's opinion.
But Judge Eileen Cannon, appointed by Trump, appeared skeptical of the defense and issued a ruling against Trump's request. She's still considering another one of Trump's motions to dismiss.
And in New York, the district attorney's office now offering to delay Trump's criminal hush money trial set to start in 2 weeks. They say they just received thousands of pages of documents from the Justice Department and want to give Trump's legal team time to review them. And around the world now, in a nearly unanimous vote Thursday, the Senate confirmed the U.S.'s first ambassador to Haiti since October of 2021. It comes as coordinated gang attacks have a grip on Haitian institutions and law enforcement. As tensions and violence escalate in Haiti, government officials are extending the western region's curfew until March 17th. A state of emergency was declared in the West region on March 3rd. It's scheduled to expire on April 3rd. The U.S. State Department is telling Americans to stay clear of the country. The unrest has caused tens of thousands of Haitians to flee their homes and potentially head towards the U.S.
People who I'd known that had lived their whole lives there and lived through a lot of the tough times were reporting to me that they'd never seen anything like what this became.
The Biden White House is discussing ways to respond to a potential mass exodus from Haiti and may expand capacity at a Guantanamo Bay migrant center separate from where terror suspects are held. The UN plans to open an air bridge between Haiti and the Dominican Republic so aid and crisis management staff can safely reach Haiti amid the political crisis in the country. And Riley Fitzgerald returns now with a quick look at your forecast. Hey Riley, how's it looking?
It's looking pretty good. A little chilly this morning, so mild conditions on the way today. A beautiful clear weekend is here, but again, we have to get through this chilly morning first. I'll have more details coming up.
And still ahead, if you need an excuse to call out of work this morning, tell them that today is a very important day that celebrates something every single person on the planet does, which is sleep. Looks like I need to call my boss right now. Boss, if you're watching, I gotta go sleep. Well, we'll be back with more headlines right after this.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
With Dish, get the same TV bill every month for 2 years.
Hello? God, I think someone's coming.
No price hikes, no surprises. Because surprising TV shows are great. Surprising TV bills, not great.
Let's get you some fresh water.
The 2-year TV price guarantee from Dish. Tuned in to you.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad, so you better act fast. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan. Let's roll. Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue, or get 2.9% financing for 36 months on Frontier.
Good news. For years, Washington Realtors embraced some of the most consumer-friendly practices in the nation, putting fairness and transparency at the heart of the home buying process, providing clients with the duties of their real estate broker in the transaction, along with a written agreement explaining the cost of brokerage services, and receiving and signing this agreement up front. Now, these principles are not just industry standard, they're state law. Transparency in real estate, brought to you by Washington Realtors. Is your broker a realtor?
Next ET, our Rita Moreno exclusive.
I got teary.
Her triumphant return to the Oscar stage, plus what the legend has never revealed until now.
It's embarrassing.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
The news you care about most is news that happens close to home.
At Apple Valley News Now, our coverage focuses on Yakima, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and all areas from the Blues to the Cascades.
Families, schools, safety, plus so much more.
We got it covered.
Plus, we'll tell you what's on the way and how it will affect you and your family.
On air, online, and mobile.
We're Apple Valley News Now, and we're on your side.
We're on your side.
We're Apple Valley News Now, always on your side.
Welcome back. Grab your blankets. I always have mine. It's time to celebrate healthy sleep because today is World Sleep Day. It's celebrated the Friday before the spring vernal equinox each year. The theme for this year's annual event is Sleep Equity for Global Health. World Sleep Day started in 2008. It's an opportunity to promote sleep health for the millions of people dealing with serious sleep problems around the world. And you can celebrate by taking a power nap or taking the day off work. You can also promote healthy sleep by practicing sleep hygiene, like buying a new mattress or speaking with a sleep professional. And speaking of buying a new mattress, a good one can cost a lot of money, so we'll be back with a few ways to get great sleep on a budget. Also, Riley Fitzgerald will have your first Alert Full forecast. Don't go anywhere. Ooh, the sun is starting to come out. It's 28 degrees, still very cold, but it won't be as cold later. She'll have more details. We'll be right back.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now, and I think I'm their biggest fan. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,600 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
We're about to settle this once and for all.
Idol is serving up some of our best talent yet. And Sunday, the journey continues.
One of the most impressive things I've ever seen a kid do.
This is why we do this show.
With more heartfelt stories.
My dad suddenly passed away. I hope I do him proud.
You gave it all to us. And a fan favorite returns
6 years later
for another chance at stardom.
This is a really weird plot twist.
American Idol, new Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Does your phone have the Apple Valley News Now app? With top local stories, first alert weather, and an easy way to enter our contests. Make Apple Valley News Now your go-to information app. Search and download on the App Store or Google Play.
Next extra, the legendary Carol Burnett with Ricky Martin as her personal pool boy.
And then let's play doctor.
We hit the premiere of their deliciously fun new series about the haves and the have-nots of Palm Beach. Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Prosser Memorial Health board-certified pediatricians Dr. Dennis Moore and Dr. Gary Podolsky care for newborns through age 18 and are now accepting new patients at our Grandview and Prosser Clinic locations. Their services include wellness exams, school and sports physicals, and treatment for common childhood illnesses. To schedule an appointment for your child, call a Prosser Memorial Health Clinic near you or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pie gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino where the locals play.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See, $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
From Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather with Riley Fitzgerald.
Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day today. The sun is starting to come up, but it's still very, very cold outside. 28 in the Tri-Cities, feels like 24 degrees. We have a cold morning as we've seen, but we have clear, dry, and honestly warm skies that are ahead of us for the next couple of days, including today, our Friday. So we do have also 70s on the way. We'll get to that in just a little bit. On our first alert radar this morning, we see not a whole lot of precipitation going on. The clouds are kind of moving out of the area. It's going to be a very, very clear day out today. So clear, in fact, I'm going to let our futurecast just roll because there's nothing happening. There's no showers that are popping up over the next couple of days. Very, very few clouds that are on the way. So if you see any, it's going to be a rare sight this weekend. Let's take a look at our temperatures, our wind speeds actually very low starting out our weekend, and we saw breezier conditions earlier this week, but that's not going to be affecting us at all over the next couple of days, including today. So we've got kind of a nice, not so easy breezy, but just easy weekend that's ahead. No breeze is on the way. Our temperatures right now just around the freezing mark, 33 in Walla Walla, 28 Tri-Cities, 31 Yakima, 26 in Ellensburg this morning. So some places are cool, 33 in Pendleton. Cold temperatures right now, but they are on the way up heading into our highs today. Upper 50s, lower 60s in the Yakima Valley. In the Mid-Columbia, we're seeing mid to lower 60s, and in the Blue Mountain region, upper 50s and lower 60s. So these are great conditions, especially with all the sun that we're going to be seeing today. Tonight, clear and dry, mid to upper 30s just all around the region, so a little bit warmer than we're seeing so far this morning. On our 7-day forecast, St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. Look at those conditions, 70s for St. Patrick's Day. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. We've got our overnight lows popping up as well from the mid-30s to the mid-40s, and our temperatures this weekend just fantastic. Upper 60s, lower 70s, heading into 70s for the next couple of days, but then dropping back down potentially for Wednesday and Thursday. Again, we've got all of this sun over the next couple of days. Here's the 7-day for the Tri-Cities. Upper 60s on St. Patrick's Day. Spring starts on Tuesday, and we're seeing fantastic spring-like conditions on the way. So I'm looking forward to everything that we're seeing here. And our 7-day forecast for Walla Walla, we're picking up our temperatures over the weekend, and as we get to Monday, so much sun, 70 degrees, beautiful conditions all the way around. And our temperatures for our overnights are also picking up as we get closer to that spring equinox. So beautiful conditions all the way around. Remember, today we have sun, clear skies, beautiful conditions. Let's take a look at our ski report as we start out our morning. This is a live look outside at Schweitzer Village right now. So it looks fantastic out for skiing. I don't know much about winter sports, but I think the sun may be good for for getting outside in these types of conditions. No new snow at Schweitzer Mountain, 39 degrees for the high today, base depth 57 inches on that mountain. Ski Bluewood 46 today, so a little warm, honestly. No new snow, 59 inches for the base depth. And at White Pass, we're seeing on our ski report 51 degrees. There's no new snow, but base depth 90 inches. Have a fantastic weekend. If you do plan to get out, there are beautiful conditions that are ahead. Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. In consumer news now, sleep is one of the fundamentals of our daily lives, and if you're struggling to get a good night's rest, a new mattress may be the answer. Here's ABC's Melissa Adon with what to consider before making that big purchase.
In our busy day-to-day lives, it can be hard to get the at least 7 hours of sleep recommended for adults by the CDC, and your mattress can play a big part in making the most of the sleep you do get each night.
A good mattress is really going to affect the way that you sleep. Without a good mattress, you really can spend a lot of time tossing and turning.
Consumer Reports' Tanya Christian says it's important to do your research and try to narrow down your choices before you go shopping.
Some mattress stores, you are inundated with selection. So it's better to go in kind of knowing what it is that you want.
Consider what types of mattress best suits your needs.
For a side sleeper, most of the time you're gonna want a soft or medium mattress. For a back sleeper, you're going to want something a little more firm. Obviously, if you're a couple, you want a pretty stable mattress so you don't get that bounce.
She says a quality mattress could last you nearly a decade, so you should think of it as an investment piece. But don't be tricked into thinking you have to spend a lot. It's more about how comfortable you feel than what you spend.
If you take a look at Consumer Reports ratings, you'll find that our very top mattress is close to $2,000, and then our second runner up is $800. What's important is that the mattress is doing what it's supposed to do in terms of giving you that relief on your spine. That could be $800, that could be $300.
When you get to the showroom, Christian says try out a mattress for at least 10 minutes and lie in all sleep positions to see how it conforms to your body. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That story made me a little sleepy. Well, we'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, here's a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Florida officials bracing for spring break chaos.
This weekend is really, yes, it's historically been our toughest weekend.
After years of spring breakers wreaking havoc on this small island, officials are looking to curb the chaos with arguably the toughest restrictions yet, including DUI checkpoints, $100 parking, bag checks, $500 towing fees, and now all parking garages will be closed to visitors. More than a dozen drones will be patrolling overhead, 140 plus state troopers, and even the Coast Guard deploying to help local police.
We need to talk.
It all started with a now viral ad with more than 200 million views and counting.
Until then,
we're breaking up with you. Leaders say the crackdown is working, and we'll have the very latest live from Florida coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm not only losing my sight, but my time to enjoy it. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, so I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause an eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. Severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye can occur. Most common eye side effects were cataract and broken blood vessels.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with Vabysmo. Ask your doctor.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:53. We'll get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off, the Kennewick Police Department said Oscar Munitz's body has been recovered. Investigators found Munitz's body in the Horn Rapids Park off of State Route 225. Officers say 23-year-old Michael R. Golden was arrested in connection to Munitz's disappearance, and on Wednesday, March 13th, Golden pleaded guilty to murder in the second degree and was sentenced to 19.5 years in prison. Detectives also booked 54-year-old Carrie Golden and 33-year-old Coral Hernandez for suspicion of rendering criminal assistance in the first degree. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office said one woman has died after overdosing on fentanyl. FCSO deputies responded to a call for help on Wednesday in the area of North Road 58 in Pasco. Officials say 28-year-old Karina Cadango was receiving CPR at the time of the call, but was later pronounced dead at the scene. Detectives said they saw signs of drug dealing and found more than 6 ounces of fentanyl, leading deputies to arrest 34-year-old Vincent Garrison on suspicion of controlled substance homicide. One person was hurt after being shot several times by a Yakima police officer. Thursday morning, officers responded to a call in North Yakima where a stolen car had been spotted. Officers say the driver of the car took off, but they were not able to chase. Officers said the car stopped in a parking lot of an apartment building, got out of the car, and ran. And at that time, it was reported an officer with YPD shot at the person, and the person was shot several times and was taken to the hospital. Police claim there was a firearm found in the area. LGBTQ history is one step closer to becoming part of the curriculum in Washington schools. The bill is currently on Governor Jay Inslee's desk. If signed, it would require education officials to update learning standards to include the histories, perspectives, and contributions of LGBTQ+ people. And school boards would also be asked to adopt a curriculum that includes the perspectives and experiences of marginalized groups, including race and different socioeconomic backgrounds. And the Kennewick School Board recently passed a unanimous resolution opposing this bill. And at this point, it does not impact the curriculum of the district.
Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day today. The sun is starting to rise and clear skies, but it is still chilly out there. 28 degrees feels like 24. And as I said, it's a cold morning, but once we get through that, it's going to be a pretty nice day. Again, clear and dry skies. Warm is on the way, 70s. For our weekend and into the start of next work week. But again, cold temperatures outside, 33 in Walla Walla right now, 28 in the Tri-Cities, 31 in Yakima. It is quite cold outside. Let's take a look at our highs for today. Upper 50s, lower 60s for the Yakima Valley. Mid to lower 60s for the Mid-Columbia, and in the Blue Mountain region, upper 50s and lower 60s. Let's take a look at our St. Patrick's Day forecast. Tri-Cities is going to be 69 degrees on Sunday and beautiful temperatures all across, 70 for Yakima, 66 in Walla Walla. Beautiful St. Patrick's Day is on the way, so we are getting ready for it. On our 7-day planning forecast for the Tri-Cities and Yakima, we're seeing beautiful conditions for the next couple of days. Basically unrelenting sun over the next couple of days, especially into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is the first day of spring. We're looking forward to these beautiful conditions. Here's the 7-day planning forecast for Walla Walla and for Hermiston, and very similar conditions. Those 60s through the weekend, heading into 70s by the start of next work week. We've got beautiful, beautiful sunny conditions that are on the way for your day today. Again, very low winds. We're starting out pretty cool, but we will be picking up to these fantastic temperatures. Again, we're in the upper 50s, lower 60s for your Friday. Get outside if you can. There's beautiful conditions on the way. Jessica?
Thank you, Riley, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. Your local news is back tonight at 5, and you can always find updates on our website. Have a great St. Patrick's Day and a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.